Hello, this is Zack with Rubber City Games, and today we are taking a look at Emu, OP13 leader. Crazy results out there. We got to take a look at it prior to OP13, and I thought now is the good time to get that first deck diva for Emu. Taking a look at the leader. Most of y'all have already seen it. Under the rules of the game, you cannot include vents cost 2 or more in the deck. Also, at the start of the game, play up to 1 Moria type stage from your deck. Already overpowered, playing a stage off rip. No other leader has a condition like this. And you may trash 1 Celestial Dragons type character from your field or 1 card from your hand and draw 1 card. This is going to keep your hand healthy, get you cycling to fill your trash for conditions for your stage. Take a look at that stage right off rip before we take a look at the rest of the deck. If you have 19 or more cards in the trash, your leader gains 1000 power. This doesn't do too much due to the fact it's only on your turn, but it will help you in late game with some of these 6k leaders running around the meta, really deliver some good attacks. And then the real star of the show, activate main. You may rest this stage and 3 of your Dawn. Play up to 1 Black 5 Elders type character with a cost equal or less to the total number of Dawn cards on your field from your hand. So essentially, for 3 Dawn, you are going to be able to play any of your 5 Elders. Question now will be, why would I want to play these 5 Elders? How good are they? Well, we'll take a look real quick. Kicking off the deck, you're always going to need your 2Ks. We'll start there. We have Shira Hoshi. You may rest this character, then return 2 cards from the trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. Really good for clearing out your opponent's hand a little bit situationally. Obviously, you have 2 of those for that reason. Sabo is going to be your other one you throw in there just because of all your card cycle and trash fill. You really want to have those late game blockers. That's what Sabo's here for. Throw him down. If you don't have to use him on defense, he's still a 6/6 body. You play for 3, good value, and you'll see how that plays out in some of these games. Saint Shaoria. This is going to be what you want to see in your opening hand. It's your searcher. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Celestial Dragons. Add to your hand, trash the rest, and trash a card from your hand. Initially, that sounds pretty rough. You're like, why would I want to play a card, search 1, then trash 1, going -1? Well, if only we had that my bad. If only had that leader to be able to trash that 1 card and then draw another one. So not only do you get to trash all these cards off her ability, you're trashing her, you're getting another one in the trash. You're hoping to end turn 1 with 4 cards in trash at least. Moving on. Your other Saint here, your 2K. Another Celestial Dragon, obviously searchable. So that's good. I don't think I've ever used his ability. Don't think there's a purpose for it. It's just a searchable 2K. It's nice to have. Now we move on to the real stars of the show. We have all our Elders. These are our searchable targets off Shaoria and our search event, which does the same thing as Shaoria without the discard, but you don't get the body on board. So moving in there. This is Saturn, your searcher, 7 or more in trash. This character can't be removed from the field by your opponent's effects. Look at top 5, 1/5 Elders, grab it. Really good. And remember, we're playing this for 3 off our stage if we're at 4 or more Dawn. So that's amazing, which we will be if we're playing them anyways. So, beautiful. Workury. Great for situations. Blocker, on KO, draw the card. And I didn't mention on the last one the stipulations. If you have 7 or more cards in trash, can't be removed from the field by your opponent's effects. This entire deck, pretty much, when it comes to these Elders, is completely immune to KO. That's why we don't see Lucci running around. That's why Zack is not performing that well. Oh darn. But this deck's filling the shoes pretty well for black. Moving on, we have Nostro. 7 or more cards in trash cannot be removed from the field, just like the rest of your Elders. 6 cost, pretty good. Rusher if you have 10 or more. And he gives -2000. Sorry, rush either way. 2,000 if they have 10 or more. Really good for late game. You'll see in instances you can stack these, do some really good things against Ace and some other decks. And just having a rushing body off of what you'll see in a second is just very useful. St. Marcus Mars, 7 or more cards in trash. He becomes a blocker. Really good for late game. You may trash 1 card from your hand and KO a 5 cost. So this is your main source of removal, but do read that it says original cost of 5 or less. So base cost. And that's super important because that's why we're not running Tempest Kick or anything, even though we can with our leader because it is a 1 cost. Tempest Kick really won't do anything because our removal is base cost. This guy's going to buff up the rest of them. We got Jupiter, and he's also a 2k. He's the only 2k of the 5 elders, but he is our most expensive. If you have 7 or more cards in your trash, can't be removed. Beautiful. If you have 7 or more cards in your trash, all your 5 elders base power becomes 7,000. So you're probably wondering, why are all these so understated? That's why. Once he smacks down with these guys, they're all going to be 7s, 4 7s, 3 7s with your stage. Beautiful plays. Then I should have done this probably first, but this is our bread and butter. We're really trying to get to 10 Dawn. You're going to take second in pretty much every matchup. If your leader is Emu, you may rest one of your Dawn cards and trash 1 card from your hand. Okay, -2. Trash all your characters, then play up to 5 Elders type characters with different names with 5,000 power from your trash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful combo. You'll see it in the games. Definitely a deck you need to keep your eye on because that right there is insane. You get 2 blockers from it. You get a search, you get a rusher, you get a KO who's also a blocker. Everything's 7,000 on your turn. Insane value. So moving into the rest of the pieces of the deck. So being able to place 1 stage at the beginning of the game, therefore you run this beautiful empty throne. You have to run this one, sadly, for the mirror match. And that's due to your counter event that Emu has access to. Very overpowered counter event. But you may rest 1 of your Dawn cards if your leader's Emu K up to 1 of your opponent's stages with a cost of 7. So in the mirror, if you're playing against Emu who's bold enough to play their empty throne, you play this down immediately, you KO it. You can just immediately remove it, and then you'd be dead in the water if you didn't run this. So you have to run this. This is your beautiful counter event. If your leader's Emu, up to 1 of your leaders or characters gains 4,000 during the battle. It helps both. It's a 1 cost. Shouldn't be a thing, but it is. Thank you. And then this one is one of those new 2 effect, counter events. 3,000 for 1 Dawn. Or you can rest 5 of your Dawns plus the initial one, so 6 in total. If the only characters in your field are Celestial Dragons type, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less. Everything in this deck for the most part is Celestial Dragon. This shouldn't be a hard thing to meet early game. And KOing a 6 cost is needed in some matches if they're getting tempo. I think I use it once against Ace, who plays that 6-drop Rush Yamato. It's situational, but the counter is always nice to have. That leaves you with 6 counter events. And to see the last card in the deck I haven't approached, this is essential in the mirror, number 1, maybe, to get a body down on 9 that's effective if you don't have good stuff to do with your elders. And number 1, it's the best against Ace. So say Ace takes second from you, which they will. You go first. They use their Whitebeard event on 8 to play out their blocker beard. You come down with Stussy on 9, remove that immediately, and then you come back before you do your elders. You at least get a 9k swing from it and this, and then you fill your whole board. Tempo is just all in your favor if you remove that blocker again immediately, because that was their whole turn. So that's beautiful. And that is it for the Emu deck. Let's go ahead and jump into the games. All right. So here we're looking for our first game, I believe. In here we get Sabo. Taking a look here, yes, we did get a Sabo. We choose to go second, as we always do for the most part. Sabo plays immensely on curve. We throw out our stage. Empty Throne's how we're going to get most of our done. We keep it. I believe we have the search event that we're going to get down on turn 1. Maybe finish out Rio off that to really combo some things. Drawing our Dawn. Throwing out the stage. Only choice here, I believe we have the event and Nestero. Those cards do go to trash. We trash out that Nestero. And we cycle. We get the Saturn for next turn, which is absolutely beautiful. That's what we want on 4 Dawn every single time. Get that search off. I believe here we have, I think, already 4 in trash, which is beautiful. Sabo just cranks at us. I think we always take that. Yeah. They don't have hand destruction. You just take what you can get. Counter out and protect your bodies for the most part. Sabo likes to go pretty wide. Here we're looking at what to do. We're thinking. We swing. 4K leader to start the game. They normally take. Yeah, they want to get to 6K as soon as possible. We throw out that Saturn. We probably debate if we want a second 5 elders. 2K also seems nice. We check our trash. Just Nestero. So maybe we take Mars. Yeah, we just take Mars to fill that other spot for the Elders. Put Elders on top. We always cycle our deck in here. So it's always something to think about. We don't really want to go to 2, therefore I leave that Dawn up. And Sabo's going to take anyways. So we leave the Dawn up. We have 3 counter events in hand if need be. 6 on 5. We can counter 2 or use an event here. We counter 2 at the Sabo. Beautiful. Another card in trash. We luckily draw another Saturn. At this, we have some decisions to make. I believe last turn I also forgot to cycle at end turn and not use the leader ability, which is something you always want to do to have the protection blocked. I'm looking here. I trash first, therefore I believe I got my 7 in trash, so Saturn is protected if this hack were trying to pop it if it blocked. That's a big thing. So, depending on how we want to do this. Got our swings down. Looks like we're probably going to go 6, 7. I like a lot of our options here in hand. I think here I look back and realize maybe I shouldn't have trashed that Mars. Maybe use the KO on Mars and remove that hack right now. Because the good thing about Mars is, again, the negative was the base power, but also here that cost +4 doesn't do much with you having Mars because it can still pop it. We search. We don't really want those events going away. Very good. And again, I did start the turn with the cycle. So we're good on the cycle there. Moving on, Sabo here. 7 Dawn probably wants to establish their 6 cost Sabo. Therefore, we're not taking a bunch of swings this turn. Yep, the 6 cost Sabo comes down. Gives the Dawn to leader. You can do that every turn. Best card in the deck. Beautiful. Sabo now cranks 7 because he's a 6k leader with only 3 life. Again, we're like, what do we want to do here? I believe we chose the counter event just to stay healthy and force that hack to swing, which they do end up doing. And I think we do counter. No, we take. We take here. Moving on. Hesitate for a second here. We're thinking. Beautiful. Now we sit at 8 Dawn. So the ideal play here is normally 6k leaders make it a little tougher, but you want to establish probably the Mercury and the Jupiter for 4 and then 3 with the throne. But I'm intrigued to see the route we take. The rush isn't a horrible approach. You can reduce that Sabo by 2 and swing into this hack if he keeps countering out, which is never a bad idea. Pressure cards out of Sabo's hand as much as you can. We empty throne. We do go Jupiter. Should have started with that if we were going to swing with that Saturn. See what I mean? That would have been an 8k swing. We do crank the 7 into him again, trying to force more cards. We don't get any more. And we'll drop the Mercury blocker. It'll draw us a card on KO. We don't swing with leader. That's all right. Again, though, I don't believe we cycle with leader ability. It's a tough deck. A lot of interactions, learning by the day. So we'll keep moving. Dragon. Hate to see it. I don't feel like he's going to swing with the Sabo. So I think you counter. Oh, we're willing to go to 1. The fear with going down that fast, and you learn throughout these games, is Roger exists for Sabo, and Roger is very bad against this deck because your end game is really just spamming out your 5 characters with your big body and just blocking a couple times a turn while managing board to a certain extent. So with dragging them down, he's deciding if he wants to swing that Sabo, and he does. Goes into a character. Sure, I'm very happy about it. Give it to me every day. I love it. Now, this is the emu stuff. We have... What are we thinking here? What are we thinking? We definitely drop our elders. But we swing with our Jupiter first. I think we do give the Dawn, make it an 8k swing. Do we go at life or do we pressure a card out of hand on that Sabo? That's the question. I like the pressure in the card. Glad I did that. We get the 2k, so now that is intel. We trash him, we draw a card because it's free. Because remember, our 5 elders is going to trash the whole board anyways. Why not get the free draw? And that's where that end game with Emu, your cards just start accumulating. And when they can't offer hand destruction, it's beautiful. And there he is. Drop our 5 elders. You do have to trash 1 card from hand. I believe we don't need all these characters at this point. Probably drop a Saturn or something of the sort. Yep. And there comes the Goon Squad. There they are, all 5 of them. We search. I mean, that's a lot of Charlos. That is a lot of Charlos. Yep, take anything but Charlos. And then we realize, no KO target. Don't need a discard there. And now we really can pressure, because remember this Nostro gives -2. Sabo's only an 8, and he's a 7. If we give 3 Dawn Nostro here, or rather just take it down to 6. Then we can go 8 at it with leader if we want. Ah, and here I realize there's only 8 in trash, so I can't minus him by 2. I don't know if the Sabo realized that, because I feel like you saved that at that point. Must have been really low on counter. I should have read that in one way or the other. Couldn't tell if it was a mistake. And now we're sitting with a board with 2 blockers, one of which will draw us a card, and plenty of bodies next turn to completely pressure the Sabo. We're just going to poke a 6, see if it wants to take it. They do. And pass turn over. Leave the 3 Dawn up. There's no way they can get through our life. We have 2 blockers, and we have 5 counter events in hand with 3 Dawn up. Beautiful. Here I clean up my hand a little bit. Then realize, oh wow, only have 1 2K. Wonderful. He plays the hack 6/7 2K. Such an odd play. Must have a really, really weird hand. And we block with Work Here every time, get the draw in case he wants to stop swinging. And then if he swings again with the dragon, we can always just block with our blocker. He's smart, keeps it up. And this is questionable, immediately cycling out that stage, because I think we're searching for another Elders. Exactly, beautiful. Trash out Charlos. And because we used our leader ability first, now we can't trash that Shaoria to draw a card. So moving on, I think we swing with everything, knowing we're just going to do the Elders again. And yep. We're swinging. The good part about these being such high cost is KO triggers aren't really a threat. Even if they were, they can't be because of our trash protecting our entire board. KO is really not a threat. Here I'm thinking, do I go for game or just play it completely safe? And we go 8 on 6. We reduce Dragon. Why not by 2K? He gives us a Waxing Fist. Counter is limited for my mans. And still thinking, do I do it? Yeah, why not? And trash it. Trash a card from hand. And you see our hand is so big. It's just, it inherently happens even though it feels like you would be scarce. Here, you can take the Elders just in case you have to go another turn. I mean, you have 5 counter events. You have all the Dawn up. You can't KO anything. Do you swing with Nostro? Why would I not swing with it? Huh. Plunder on my end, I believe, because that would have been a 7 into 6. I feel like you at least get some value. He koala searches into a Garb search. Garb's a really good searcher in the set. Can search out anything above, I believe, 4 cost if your leader is Sabo, Ace, or Luffy. So 7 into 5. Always just use the Work Fury. 2 Dawn up. We know he's only got 3 swings. Use our counter event. Perfect. Plus 4K. Perfectly get out of it. Dragon swings. We have another blocker. We might go to 0 because we want to go for game. Think about how we want to get out of this. We are going to just counter. We have enough in hand. Keep the body, therefore we can push game harder this turn. And the best part about it, if all else fails, you can always play the Elders again. And you're going to spam your entire board and have so many blockers. Nostro, let's see how we do this. And reduce the Sabo blocker. So now if he does block, it is removed from the field, so the pressure's all off. Really smart play there, nullifying the ability of my Jupiter. Minus 4K, but as you see, we got it. Moving on to the next. Alrighty, into game 2 we have Emu versus Ace. Taking a look, we mulligan that. Didn't have a way to fill the trash initially. We do see the Saturn, we do see the Searcher. It is good. We'll eventually see a way to filter out that stage. That's really what we're looking for at this point. Ace takes first. I chose second, correct. Perfect. Let's fill this trash. Peak top 3. Give me the 5 Elders. Beautiful. We do have a 2K. Beautiful. We go in there. I think Yeah, it goes to trash anyways. I don't think it's bad. Leader ability, get out the stage. Beautiful. I think we already have 7 in trash to my knowledge. We'll be able to Saturn next turn as well. Ace really, when they go first, I think is at a massive disadvantage in this matchup. They really want to play that Whitebeard event on 8. Get out the blocker gate. We are going to swing 6 prior to the Saturn. Some would say this could be a misplay, but it does play around a potential trigger. Say Ace is running Grab Blade or whatever. Although our trash is full. No, that is strictly a misplay. Because if that Saturn gets us like a Shaoria, we're going to regret swinging 6. We might as well just not swung and gave him all those cards in hand. And trashing before the Saturn search. Okay. Into it here. We're looking at everything. Nothing really bad. Why not? More Elders? No one's telling me no. Alright. Yamato. We do like to see that. We sometimes will have removal for it, but we don't have the one that can remove, which I believe is Mars. Mars is the one, I believe, who can remove the 5-drop. And we don't have it. So I think we're going to try and search for it first. Goodbye, Charles. We do not hit it. We hit Jupiter. So we pivot. Not being able to remove the 5-drop body is annoying for tempo. So my assumption would be swing 6 right here. Swing 6 with leader. Use the stage. Play down either Saturn or Mercury. And then move on. The difference between Saturn and Mercury here is something you have to debate. Because if you don't play Mercury, you're definitely going to 1 life at least. And again, Ace runs Roger. So that's always something to be aware of. We do rest the stage. We play out Nostro. We're looking for the aggression for next turn to remove this Yamato. Intriguing. That certainly is a line. Let's see if it pans out. Ace here on 7 Dawn has a few plays. They can't Jozu because we would be able to save our body, which is quite good. And then another Yamato. Let's put the Dawn. Let's draw more cards. It certainly works. He does go 7 and a 5. Do we want to go with the 2 cards? We do not. How does Yamato swing 8? As we see, we don't have a counter event. So 8 would be quite rough. 8, I think, is almost a guaranteed take here. 2 Yamatos is threatening. We don't have a great way to remove those. We just give him the 2/2s. We stay safe. Glad I did it. Glad I did it. So here, luckily, Nostro will be able to reduce that Yamato by 2, and we will be able to beat it up a little bit. Let's see how we split the Dawn. Hard play that. That's fine. Surge, beautiful. That's why we do it. To grab the Mars. Grab the Mars. I don't think I grabbed the Mars. I don't. Unfortunate. Okay. That would open us up for a lane to remove both these. 7 and a 4. Doesn't save it. Now we can go 6 and a life. Leave 1 up for an event. And as we see, we're at 8 Dawn. We know as long as we don't go to 0 here, we are looking really, really good. Going in for 6. That is odd. I left the stage up in search of that Mars, saw it, and still didn't grab it. Must have felt I really needed a counter event to get through this next turn. Trash out. I don't think we're going to need Stussy at this point, but we still don't care. Stussy is here for that going first matchup against Ace. Once you go second, see, they play their Whitebeard event, 1 off curve. They get Blocker Beard down. They're going to be able to swing, 8-9. We want them to go board. Inherently, we want them to go board. Yeah. And if they swing 8, I believe we just would use our counter event, stay at 2, and there we go. Free sailing. And now when we do our combo next turn, we will be able to remove that Yamato without even swinging into it, which will be quite nice. Although we still might to try and bait the card out of ace. Some people will give up cards to save it, and even though I'm going to be able to remove that anyways. Let's see if we do a little skill check here. Looks like it. We go to life. Okay, we didn't even attempt the skill check. I do like this, put a little pressure on. The scary part is here, we cannot take him to 0. If we take him to 0, that Roger comes down and completely ruins our day. Yep, use the ability first. Always get that free card draw prior to the elders. They're going to kill it anyways. Trash out our elders. I think we're good to drop the Stussy, exactly. Put out the Goon Squad there. Do our search. It's a tough one. I think the rush is always just what you want to have in hand if you're between those options. And we will definitely do that. Pop the Yamato. Beautiful. Now we have some extra Dawn here. We have Nostro. I think we're going to just leave Nostro up is the plan. And leave 2 Dawn up to bait one event and then maybe one more in case we see it somehow. Because he blocked, we might as well go 8. We might as well request 2 cards from him. And Yamato is already KO'd, so he already got his extra draw from leader ability. Might as well push it as far as we can. And we do get the 2 cards. Really nice. Take him down to 8, we're at 7. We have a full board. And if he swings that Newgate, I mean, he can. It's just, that's why it's a little bit of a tough card due to the fact that when you swing it, now you lose the defensive aspect of it. And a 12k body into a 5-wide board is just intimidating. Ideally, I think Ace absolutely needs to play the taxing Newgate, the 10 drop 12k that I would be forced to discard 2 cards for every swing I do. Let's see if Ace has that in the bag. Or else you're going to have a lot of swings. Leading the 6 makes me believe he does have Taxgate. Yet I still believe I counter. Definitely block this if they do that, and I don't. And Taxgate probably comes down and I can't swing with anything anyways. So I really should have blocked there. I would have saved an extra life. Let's see how he approaches this one. Maybe no Taxgate. Maybe I get rewarded. Sitting here with 2 blonkers. Drops the Roger down a turn early. Now that's where it gets scary. Am I going to force him to 0? I do have 7k counter between the events, but no 2ks. So I can't confidently get out of Roger if I take him to 0. And he has Newgate who can swing as well. So I definitely can't take him to 0 unless I get a little more counter into my hand. Let's see. Poke a bunch of 7s. Because the issue here is, even if I take him to 1 and he plays the 2-drop Sanji, he can take his own life and stack up the rest of that 8 Dawn. He could hit me with a lot. Hit me like a 12, 14 unblockable, all of them. And I don't even think I can handle that. So he's countering, which is good. I'm going to have to, he goes to 1. So I'm really going to have to dig for some events here. Luckily, we're going to have the Surge from the Elders, and we're going to pry drop Shalria as well. We trash that to get the free draw. We do get a 2k. That's essential. Looking at the board here, why would we not swing with Nostro? Yeah, we're going to swing. The issue here is we don't want to not even make him play the Sanji. We want to force him to have the Sanji. So we do the 6. Really hope he blocks with Newgate. Then we can double reduce the Newgate with the Nostros. He does counter. And I think I don't want to... It's so tough. So swing a Nostro first to reduce the blocker, I believe. Instead of the others. So we play out the 5 elders. We trash out one of our not 3 workeries, I guess. We don't need to pop, but thinking about it maybe. Search, beautiful. Never existed counter event. Put the other one at the top. There we go, in the 2K. Moving in. We now have 3 counter events. That right there's 11K counter. That can get us out of 1 swing. I think we play the Saint Shalria. I think we play that to search for maybe even more counter. I agree with this. And we do find the counter event huge. We do have to trash a card from hand. I think we find a trash a worker here, 1K for 4K. We like it. And we pass it. And this right here is almost a bait to play the Sanji now. Or the Thatch, exactly. Thatch has the same mechanic. If your leaders wipe your pirates, give someone -2, top card of your life in your hand. So he's going to take his own life, therefore turning on Roger to where my 2 blockers now cannot block. I will lose the game. And depending on high mass here, I do have 4, 8, 12, 15, 18K counter. Now mathematically, I feel like there would be a way to get around this. Let's see if he finds it. Let's think. 13K would be 2 events and a card. But I do have a life. 11. Now we're thinking here 14, 15 is what we're going to be looking at. And we don't think we can get out of that. And I agree. Use the 2 events. Now we have 9, 12, 14, 15, 16. So now we know we can definitely get out of one of these 2 swings. Because now he has 2 Dawn up. Most he can swing is 15. We have 16K in hand. Beautiful. And we take it. 1K. So I'll have 1K to spare if he does go all in on Roger, which is right there. And right here, we're going to use the 4K event, 3K event, 2, 1, 1. Bam. And that's game there for the ace. Will he concede? And he does. Thank you. On to the next. GG's in the chat. All right. Getting into this game, we have Gecko versus Emu. A really cool one because Gecko got a lot of cool buffs. Again, we get second. We play out our Shalria. I believe we can't grab the Searcher event is why we didn't, but we'll see. And then turn with 6 in hand. Keep her moving. Yeah, Gecko got a lot of those new buffs in EBO2 that are really cool. Or PRB02, right? Yeah. 6-drop Gecko is really good. Piranha is so annoying against this deck inherently. So we need cards. Piranha says no to cards. It's wonderful. Wonderful experience. But it's always good to get some games against someone you might see at locals or something like that in a Gecko Moria. Gecko takes the swing there. We know we can search event here. I mean, I feel like we need a counter event, but we also need something to play next turn. So we take the counter event. Play out the workery. We get our blocker. We'll trash a card. Charlos. And look at that. Charlos for Charlos. Best trade ever. Moving on. We're really just fearing more hand destruction. I mean, swinging and hand destruction is just so bad. And here, Piranha swings. We use our lone 2K, assuming Gecko's probably going to swing for at least 6 with his leader ability. As he does, and beautiful, another Piranha. We have to get rid of the 5 elders and take again. We need at least some bodies to pressure their board or we'll get out of hand. We do luckily draw the Saturn, which we could or could not play. Nestro is not too bad either. Let's see how many cards we can get out of Gecko protecting these Piranhas. I think is what's in my head. Swing with Workery, get another card hopefully. Keep their hand as small as ours, right? Let's it go. Empty throne. Now you can play Saturn. And sadly, Saturn cannot grab the other one. Saturn can only grab the 5 elders. Good to know. That's why I didn't grab that 2K there, even though we didn't have any in hand. Moving on, we get hit with Robin. Why? Oh my goodness, we tossed that event, and we have to toss, I believe, Saturn. Moving on, we block with Charlos. Gonna take that 6 from lead. Not looking great for Emu here. No cards in hand, but the only good thing is here Gecko doesn't either. So here I can see that we're going to be throwing down that Nostro and reducing that Robin here to really pressure life. I think we want that Robin to honestly turn sideways, but will they? I would have baited the Robin and turned sideways. Maybe get some more cards out of hand. I would have, yeah, as I wasn't the one doing this. Let's go. Saturn for 7. I think we're going to go 7 with Work Your Read, leave 1 Dawn up, knowing Gecko doesn't really have unblockable. And just, we have to pressure. We are not going to win the long game here with the card destruction that they offer. We're not going to cycle our hand. We need everything in it. Nestro's a play for next turn. We have the 2 counter events and Elders for endgame. We just have to hope. Now, Gecko could not have split here due to the fact we have the event. Debating if they want to swing that Robin sideways. It's their biggest line of defense, 9. We can counter. We have to counter. Because then if they crank, 12 with Gecko, we can't counter. So we have to do the 2 cards here. Yep. Get out of that swing. Gecko doesn't really have rush in the tank. We gotta see what they have in here. Luckily we are at 8 Dawn. We will stabilize at 10, and we know that. So going to 0, not too problematic for us, as we know Gecko doesn't have unblockable. And next turn we're going to be spitting out the 5 Elders, which will completely stabilize our board. We'll be able to remove that Ryuma, establish 2 blockers, we're good to go. All right, we do get the Elders. How do we approach? Nice. The good part about this is we'll be able to double reduce the Robin because we would have played that Nostro again. So now we're just trying to get as many cards as we can. Keep giving them to us. We're poking these 5s, hoping they give us cards. Beautiful. Down to 2. I think we use the ability. Right there, beautiful. We get another card, and it's a 2K. So we just went from 2 in hand to 5 in hand from taking that life drawing and leader ability. We do have to trash off Elders, and we are going to have to trash for ability, which is unfortunate. So, bold. Get the Goon Squad out, hit our search. Grab another 2K. That feels good. We are definitely going to do this. Sharia gone and pop that Ryuma. And now look at this. 2 cards in hand for him. We have a full board. We have 2 blockers. And that's for these more off-meta matchups really struggle into Emu. It's very situational things that can defeat it. And there we go. I mean, they're going to be at no life. We have 2 blockers, and they can't be removed, which is super unfortunate for Gecko, who does have a little bit of a removal engine. And if I'm the Gecko player here, yep, concede. That's a good game. 3 Kaidos, no use. Good games. Well, that is it for the Emu games today. Just want to get in here and try out this new format for a few new videos. I appreciate y'all for sticking around this time, watching through these menace videos of a deck for OP13. Hopefully everyone's excited to get their hands on this set in the coming weeks, and yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and if you haven't, please like and subscribe. It helps us so much. We appreciate everyone for helping us grow this fast, and we'll keep more content coming at you daily. Have a good one.